Yay, what's up, everybody? This is Papa Bale, and I was just gonna make a video about another update to the amp funnel. Um, I think this is like really awesome. So basically, the changes that I made is I've added two 26 gauge coils with 2,000 turns apiece in them to the lower offset positions right here. And another change that I made is that I've used a second positive terminal on my power distribution to have power going into the 18 gauge coil and the 14 gauge coil at the same time, allowing the power to cascade down both sides at the same time. Mind you, all these coils are pushing in the same direction, so it doesn't really matter when they hit or where they are. It all adds to the same momentum because of the way they're plugged in and wrapped. I know where they started at, when they finished at, all of them. Uh, it is instead of like and with the monofilar coil, there's only two options, but it's just good to get it right the first time. I think you don't have to, but. Anyway, the power goes down both sides and meets up here at this 26 gauge coil. So both of these 26 gauge coil, both of these sides coalesce in this coil, and then that energy moves on to the coil that's underneath, wrapped around the toroid magnet. And I made a little diagram here. Get a good look at it. Okay, so starts at the power supply. You can go to an optional transformer on the power distribution. And you got one going into the 14 gauge coil and one going into the 18 gauge coil. It's posted that it's a 1/4 inch axle. And it's a little different with the magnets the way they are, the electromagnets the way they are, because I have one underneath and the rest are on the side. That would make it at least a bi-level magnetic field, which, if that coil is actually doing anything except increasing amps, which it is designed to do, increase amps. But let's move along. So you got power going to the 18 gauge and the 14 gauge. The amount of turns are posted. You got 1 inch cube neodymium magnets. N52s. We're moving down from the 18 gauge to the 226 gauge coils of 2,000 turns apiece. And then they dump into a 26 gauge coil with 3,100 and 174 turns. It's really simple. And then that middle coil is 18 gauge, about 22 turns. And that's a diagram of what it looks like. It's a toroid ferrite magnet, 4 inches in diameter, underneath the rotor. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And I do have the transformer plugged in. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, and I got the little one spinning with the big one. That's pretty neat. And then there's a BEMF coil, which I did not include in the diagram because it's really not part of that system, although I could make it part of that system. The coil over here, and it's the one charging that light right now. So we're doing 0.8 amps and 10.7 volts into the transformer, which I think is about 80 volts right now. I think it's a work of art, honestly. Just the idea of having all the extra funneling coils be offset, I think is a really good idea. But I think the only thing really like super duper driving this thing is this big 26 gauge coil right here, and perhaps the coil underneath. That's what I want to do. I want to run it just the 26 gauge and the toroid coil. See what happens RPM wise. Anyway, thank you very much. Peace out. Have a good day. Please subscribe, notification bell, like, drop a comment. Thank you.